Yo guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're not already, subscribe to Off the Campus Boxing, like the video, do all of that great stuff. We have some new news regarding today. We've got the Conor Benn situation with regards to not only who's he fighting next, but his drug testing situation with the WBC. Talking a little bit regarding that one. Amir Khan versus Kell Brook. There's been a couple of little added parts with regard to the contract situation on the rematch clause and hydration clause. We'll be talking about that and what I think regarding that one. Okay, and we'll touch up a little bit regarding Tyson Fury because he's got in a bit of a problem this morning, and it's an annoying problem, and you know it's a part of society. But we'll talk about that towards the end because that was a little bit deeper, man. So let's start from Conor Benn. Conor Benn, great fighter. He's coming off a good win against Chris Algieri. You know, I think that this guy potentially is probably going to be one of the biggest stars in the UK if he's not already. Okay, the problem is with Conor Benn is how fast or how slow people want to push him through his next fight. Okay, or which fights are best for him at this point of time, because he really truly they were putting people in front of him and he's just kind of been rolling them over. So at this point, how I think that from the rate that he's knocking people out, some would argue that he's going a bit too fast, or he just like they put in crap opponents in front of him and he's just wiping the floor with them. They need to put real testers in front of him, okay? And other people be like, yeah, but it's kind of Ben, like he's a young fighter, he's not had a lot of amateur experience, yada yada yada. Eddie Hearn has had a list of opponents he could face from the likes of Adrian Broner to Avanesian to Maurice Hooker and Guerrero and a couple of other people as well. Now, I preferred him to fight Maurice Hooker or Broner. Broner for me was my preferable choice because of I think that he could have beaten Broner and the eyeballs that you would have got from beating Broner. It's just a win-win situation from the Conor Benn fight, or Conor Benn's camp. But Conor, what's his name? Adrian Broner turned around and said that he's looking for a warm-up fight and then go to the Conor Benn fight afterwards. So that's off the cards. Guerrero, a good name in the US, but that's also on the cards as well. But I think he's with the PPC, so it's a bit techie. Okay, Avanesian, high risk, probably very little reward if I have to be honest with you guys, against Avanesian. And then you've got Maurice Hooker. Maurice Hooker is for me, if all of the other options are out the window, I think it's probably the best option that you could potentially have at this stage of his career. Avanesian, if he faced Conor Benn right now, I think it would be Conor Benn. I really do. I think Avanesian is the truth. I also believe that how I see it as this, I don't think Avanesian is on the same level as Virgil Ortiz and Jaron Ennis, but I think he's just that step below hand, okay? And I think Conor Benn is that step below Avanesian, if that makes sense. Eddie Hearn says 2 steps below. I'm gonna disagree. I'm gonna disagree. I think he's 1 step behind Avanesian, and for me, unless you would have rolled the dice and potentially lose on a bag of peas, then I would fight Maurice Hooker, then fighting Adrian Broner, from Adrian Broner then fighting a Avanesian. But the thing is with Avanesian, he's not known in the US, and all of the champions from Yodelis Ugas to Errol Spence to Terence Crawford are all American. Well, Ugas isn't, but they're all well known in the US side. Okay, fighting someone like an Avanesian, although it's a very good fight on a technical standpoint, it's not going to get you closer towards a world title. It's not. The people like Crawford ain't gonna look over their shoulder and be like, "Raw, you fought Avanesian. Avanesian is a tough opponent." I think because I never hear all of these other guys brag or talk well about David Avanesian. I barely hear any chat about them. They're talking more about Conor Benn than Avanesian. So if Conor Benn wants to get on that stage and wants to fight the likes of Ortiz and Ennis and all of these guys, I think that a good stepping stone is Hooker, Broner, who's that? We need maybe a fight in between, what's it called, Broner and Virgil Ortiz. So maybe somebody like a Danny Garcia, maybe in between that. If he beats Danny Garcia, then fight in the likes of Gerard, Ennis, and Ortiz. From then on, once you beat them, guys, more title shots on your cards. More title shots on your card. That's how I would do it. But a lot of people want in the UK, they want to have an easy fight. And I think that'll be a good fight, man. I think that'll be a good fight. But this is the welterweight division. You've got to think about where's the belts and where are you going to get the most credit from. Like, if the belts are in the UK, for example, or like, let's say there's the heavyweight scene, the belts are in the UK, okay? You will get more credit for fighting the likes of a Derek Chisora, a Dillian White, or Joe Joyce over the likes of some of the US contenders, like a Trevor Bryan or like you get it, just like some of those sort of opponents, okay? Or like a what's his name, Michael Hunter, or people like that. You get more props for fighting Joe Joyce and these men in the UK specifically. So that's how I'll do it. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree with regards to the Conor Benn scenario. And speaking about Conor Benn, he's not enrolled along with Chris Williams-Smith and a few other individuals, and I spoke about it on yesterday's show, on the clean boxing program for the WBC. And bear in mind, guys, this is the same clean boxing program that they tested, or that caught Oscar Valdez tested positive for a PED, and it was the WBC that just let it all go in the end. So how legit is this whole clean boxing program? I don't know. To be fair, these lot are being tested by UCAD already, and they get, with UCAD testing, it's a hell of a lot. Like, UCAD are thorough, man. They test you like every other week or something. Like, these lot will test more than VADA themselves, and VADA is supposed to be the whole big, a larger organization, but UCAD tests a lot more than VADA. So the reasoning as to why all of this has not been, or as to why they're not signed up for this whole clean boxing program, is because from Eddie Hearn that they're potentially being a little bit lazy. It's probably one of those forms that are like, a 30-page document and you have to sort of sign, read, agree, and they kind of just took long. They said, yeah, but on this, we'll come back to another time, okay? And he said that they'll be done by the end of today. So fingers crossed that they get this done. Otherwise, it's going to be very, very suspicious if this is not done within the week. That's from not only a fan perspective, but from other fighters. They'll be looking at that thinking, bro, like, what's going on? And that means that they're not going to be able to fight for the WBC belt or anywhere within the top 15 ranking. They'll be removed from it if they don't get this whole clean boxing program sorted out, which is a very important part of them fighting for a world title, if that makes sense. So hopefully that gets all resolved ASAP. And on to the last topic where we're going to talk about, okay? This one's a bit annoying. And it goes into the wider topic of celebrities and how they conduct themselves in the normal world, and how the real world can connect with celebrities and them taking there. Because there was a guy outside Tyson Fury's house in a car taking pictures of their houses, and you saw it on his story. He said, yeah, like this guy's a paedophile, and he's taking pictures of my kids. And
come around my house taking pictures like a fucking paedophile. You fucking paedophile!
It's annoying, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, this one, it like proper infuriates, because imagine you're just at home, like with your kids, and someone's outside in the bushes taking pictures. Like, bruv, like, and you're a big boxer, and imagine these celebrities. If you punch my man up here, you're gonna, like, your name will be tarnished. There's people that you don't lay your hands on, and that's police officers, random people on the street, and journalists. Yeah, and these, because the rep you're going to get and the bad press is going to be unsurmountable, and it takes a lot to build up your reputation, but it's very quick to knock it all back down. And should these people be in bushes taking pictures of you when you didn't even agree to them? Now, I know they have a story to sell. I completely disagree with that, man. I think that for them to even be anywhere near it or take pictures of them that are them in their private space. So let's say Tyson Fury is in his private space, okay, and you're taking pictures of him. For me, I think you should just get punched up. Or, well, for the record, I think that you should get the full force of the law. Okay, you should get the full force of the law for the record. Okay, but if you want to punch him like that, yeah. So, that's what I would do, man. Okay, these man, they did it to Kanye. Yeah, they like, bruv. I think Tyson Fury is, but big man. If you go to Beverly Hills, these man are doing the most. They'll be flying drones. Yeah, they'll be doing all of the most. Yeah, climbing up trees to get that one photograph to put on TMZ, bruv. It's one thing that will get up my skin. Yeah, because there's some real nonsense out there, man. There's some real nonsense out there just taking pictures of kids, yeah, and you won't be able to tell the difference between these journalists that we put in a picture and putting it on front, front cover newspaper, and actual, what's his name again? Actual, like, Bill Cosby said them man there, okay? So it's a sad reality, and this is why you need protection as a boxer or as a celebrity. You definitely need protection, and you need to create some sort of barriers between you and them, so they can't take pictures from any angle without them invading your privacy. And personally, if you want to take the law into your own hands, I don't advise it, okay, because there's kids watching, but I think it's more than justified in my opinion. So thank you very much for watching this video. Bear in mind, we're live tomorrow at 9 p.m. So I'm going to be live tomorrow at 9 p.m. Sort of rounded up the week and previewing the fight on the weekend with Gary Russell Jr. So stay tuned tomorrow live 9 p.m. Peace, love, prosperity. I'm going to see you guys in a bit. Peace.